Hello, we are the Hilton Elementary School counselors, and we're here today to give you 8 helpful tips that you can use for distance learning with your students. My name is Valerie McCormick, and I'm the school counselor at Quest Elementary School.
Hi, I'm Candace Pretko. I am one of the school counselors at Village Elementary. I work with kindergarten, first grade, third grade, and fifth grade.
I'm Shannon Martin. I'm the other counselor at Village Elementary School. I also work with kindergarten and then second, fourth, and sixth grade.
My name's Jennifer Torres. I'm one of the school counselors at Northwood Elementary School. I work with first grade, third grade, fifth grade, and half of kindergarten.
And I'm Lori Pellman. I'm the other school counselor that works at Northwood. I work with kindergarten classrooms as well as all second, fourth, and sixth grade classrooms.
Earlier in the month, we asked parents for any questions that they might have during what's been going on right now with our distance learning, and we wanted to know what your concerns were. From those questions, we came up with 8 helpful tips that we hope will help support you during this time.
The first thing we're going to talk about is a schedule. Obviously, the transition to online learning is very difficult, so it's important to make sure that the schedule that you use is consistent. So you can make a visual schedule for your students in that you could have pictures, so the students can create different pictures for different parts of their day. The students can also make sure that they know when is work time and when is play time. You can also use a first then statements in your schedules. So first I will read and then I will get to play my video game. Those have been helpful for some families to use. It's also important in your schedules to make sure that there's a lot of movement breaks in between the different times of the day, because sitting in front of the computer is kind of tricky for a lot of our friends.
Yeah, and going along with keeping a schedule is making sure that your child has time to calm down if they're feeling stressed out. So a lot of kids and parents are feeling pretty overwhelmed with some of the expectations right now. So something you can try in your home is what's called a calm corner. And this is not to be used as punitive. This is not punishment. It's not timeout. And it's also important that it's not the same space as the workspace. So a calm corner is just a part of your house that your child can go when they need to calm down. And if you think about it, this is really teaching them some self-care by teaching them the skill of needing to find alone time, because that's something that everyone needs, is the ability to get some alone time. So it's a spot in the house where you can put coloring books or Play-Doh or a glitter jar and teach your child to use that when they need a break. It can be when they're feeling really upset and overwhelmed, or it could just be when they want some alone time, or maybe you as a parent need some time and need to have them just take a break.
One of the questions that we seem to get a lot is about trying to keep your children motivated in their learning. During this time, home distance learning is a lot different than what we've been doing while we were in school with their teachers and their peers. So being disengaged and unmotivated is not unusual. One of the tips that we have is to help your children break down the tasks that they need to do and make sure that they don't feel like they have to do it all at once, and giving them breaks in between things and small parts, maybe something that they understand well and they can get completed quickly and feel good about themselves and have success. So then they might be able to attack something that's a little bit more difficult. And remembering that rewards and consequences work also, just like with everyday life, and letting them understand that school is their job, just like your job is keeping them safe.
Another thing that's important to remember is that your child has opportunity to talk about how they're feeling. So this is something that we may think we know how our kids are feeling right now, but we're not inside their brain. And so teaching them this skill is important. And the best way to really do that is by modeling it yourself. So talking about how you're feeling, using an I statement, even if you're feeling really frustrated about something, modeling that for your child. So, you could, for example, say, I'm feeling really disappointed that I'm not going to be able to watch you in your spring soccer league this year. Or, I'm really frustrated. I was supposed to go and see my sister and I can't go visit her. And using that as a model will teach your kids how to do it on their own, and it'll give them the opportunity to talk about how they're feeling right now. So try talking about your feelings to your kids and see how they engage with that.
One of the things that's really kind of a challenge right now is that we're going to be feeling the loss of some important milestones. And a lot of kids are experiencing this. Milestones might be something like 6th grade graduation, or for high school seniors, their high school graduation. A lot of big upcoming events that aren't going to be able to happen or are going to look very, very different from what we thought they would be like. It's really important to acknowledge that loss and to talk about it, even though it might be difficult to talk about. And one of the things that I would really suggest is that talk as a family about how you want to close out the school year. So we don't know the exact timing of that yet, but you'll certainly receive information from the district when we do know. And when that time arrives, talk about what can we do to end the school year. Maybe you have a tradition that you do each year and you could go ahead and make that work. If not, come up with a new tradition, something that you do as a family that really signals to everybody, we're done with this very challenging distance learning time. We're ready to move on to summer.
Another thing that lots of kids are missing out on right now is socialization. They might be seeing their teacher or their friends through classroom Zooms, but the normal socialization they got during like play, recess, lunch, other outside of school activities, they're really missing out on. So one way that you can help facilitate socialization is through technology, whether it be setting up FaceTime or Zoom calls with their friends, the kids in the neighborhood, giving them ways to still be able to talk to their friends about things that aren't related to school. Another way you could use technology is to help them socialize with family members that they might not be seeing as much. So some parents are having kids Zoom with grandparents, aunts and uncles, and practice reading or other skills that they're working on in school in a way that helps make it fun and helps them socialize with those people that they're missing.
And, you know, even though things may look different now, it's still important that we stay consistent with our healthy habits. So making sure that bedtimes are staying the same and staying consistent. Maybe there's a routine around bedtime that you use during the school year. You know, it's important that, you know, we're making sure that that's staying the same. Meal times, making sure that, you know, we're taking time to eat our meals and having healthy foods. Making sure that we're exercising and going outside and getting some fresh air. Setting goals that are small and attainable. And, you know, if we are feeling frustrated or negative, try to take a break. You know, take one of those mindfulness breaks to reboot your brain so that you're able to, you know, continue in that positive way.
And then the last question we have been getting has been relating to academics. So whether it be, is my child doing the work they're supposed to be doing? Is the work being done correctly? That is a question that lots of parents have, and it can be hard with the way that learning is going right now to really monitor that. So the number one thing you can do if you're feeling that way is to reach out to the student's teacher. I know some parents might feel like they're overwhelming the teacher by asking more questions, but that's what all of us are here to do, is to support you and your child. So if you want to know, has my child submitted this, or are they doing it correctly, the teacher is definitely the person to go to. Another thing is that if your child has been doing the work more independently, lots of teachers are using Google Classroom or Blogspot, so asking your child for that information so you can kind of go on and monitor, is my child really doing what they're telling me? Are they following the directions, doing things correctly?
The last thing that we wanted to share with you are a couple of resources that are available to you to seek some additional support. As an elementary school counselor group, we have been posting each week in our Google Classroom one lesson that you could work on with your child. The code for that classroom is listed on the slide at the bottom, IVKNU6P. That will get you into the classroom. The website is listed on the HCSD website. Each week we've chosen one lesson. We've tried to pick a topic that we think will be pertinent to many, many families and kids. And we've created lessons that are very simple and easy to do. They won't take much time, but they'll reinforce really important concepts related to social emotional learning. Your children can also comment in that Google Classroom, and any comments that we've received, we're happy to respond to, and certainly reach out to any students that are feeling stressed out or concerned. And finally, we've also implemented a helpline with all the mental health providers in the school district. You can see the helpline number at the bottom of the slide. The helpline is staffed during the school day hours each weekday. And if you call that number, someone will answer and be able to either help you with what you need help with or pass along your concerns or your questions to your child's school counselor, be it elementary, middle, or high school. And then that person will get back to you with helpful hints or answers to your questions or other resources that you can seek out. So we'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Please remember that we're here to support you and your children in any possible way that we can, and never hesitate to reach out by email or by phone, or if you are unsure of how to reach us, please let your classroom teacher know, and they will be glad to facilitate us getting in touch with you. Thank you and have a great day.